Life hacks, drum hacks, hacksaws, they're all great at making our lives just that little bit easier. So in this video, I'm going to show you 9 different drumming hacks that I really wish I'd known about sooner. Hack number 1 is an easy one, but such a time saver. Whenever you get a brand new pair of sticks, make sure that you mark the bottom with a matching symbol. Sticks are pitch and weight matched when you buy them. So you might have 2 identical sticks of the same model that feel very different in your hands. If you break a stick or have to reach for a new pair, by marking the bottoms, you'll be guaranteed to get a pair that are meant to be matched together. Now, if you're like me and play lots of different music and change your stick depending on what you're playing, this can be a real lifesaver. One of the most important aspects of being comfortable in your drum set is the seat height. Too low and you feel like you can't reach anything. Too high and it's like you're sitting on a bar stool and you're going to fall off. But because we're all so different, our seat height is very personal. So here's a hack to help you get it right every time. Set your own seat to the perfect height for you. Now take your everyday pair of sticks and place them one on top of another like this. Take a mental note of the top of your throne and use something on the stick as a marker, maybe the flag or the text. So now when you're at a rehearsal room, at the studio or at a gig, you can easily and quickly get your seat height just right. Sometimes you want your cymbals to swing free. And sometimes you just want to contain them and stop them swinging about all over the shop. But did you know that this little thing can actually be mounted both ways? So instead of packing felts on top of your cymbals and just clamping it down, you can just flip it over and change the tightness of your cymbal or your stacker. Now just check the difference in sound when I play with a normal one versus flipping it over. Speaking of cymbals, for every cymbal that you want to add to your kit, you're going to have to add another stand or a clamp and an arm. That can get really heavy and weigh down your hardware bag, which is just too much effort. So here, if you want to add a small cymbal, such as a splash, just mount it upside down on top of your crash cymbal. Now you're going to have to put a little thin bit of felt in between it just to stop any metal and metal contact, but you've just saved yourself a stand and you've got a cool place to put a splash cymbal. Now, if you're after a different hi-hat sound, it's nice to go out and buy a new pair. But have you ever tried flipping over your hi-hats? Now, traditionally, the top hi-hat is thinner than the bottom one. And the thin top is there to give us the wash and the spread on the opens, and the bottom heaviness is there to add the volume projection that we need for modern music. Now, my Meinl Jazz Thins sound great in their normal position. They're dark, washy, soft, and they're just really, really nice. But flipped over, I get more articulation, I get a bit of a cleaner stick stroke, and I just like it for a bit more volume sometimes. Now on to the final hi-hat tip today. If you want to get a thick sound out your hi-hat, you're probably going to hit on the edge of it with the shoulder of your stick. But sometimes that's just not thick enough. So if you want an even thicker sound, come around the hi-hat and play right on top of it with the side of the stick. In this position, you can still do all your normal hi-hat accents, but you'll just have a bit more body on them and maybe it'll cut through the band a bit more. It's great to have loads of snare drums. Big ones, small ones, thin ones, thick ones. Each one gives a different vibe to the song, but you can't really change the snare mid-gig. So if you need to quickly get a big, fat, doofy snare drum sound, just do this. Take the 2 lugs either side of where you strike the snare drum and detune them all the way. The great thing is, when you're done, just crank those back up, boom, you're back to your original sound. I like adding in extra sounds and textures to my kit. The Meinl Snare Tambourine is a particular favourite of mine, but there's one thing wrong with it. It comes with a little bit of Velcro that sticks on the bottom and you stick that to your snare drum head. Only problem is, it only works on one snare drum. And so when it comes off or you switch to a different snare, that thing is flying all over the place. So to keep it in place, attach one of these clips. It's like a crocodile clip with a little ring on it. You'll be able to find that in any hardware store. You screw off the handle of the tambourine, place your clip underneath and then screw it back on. And now use that crocodile clip to clamp it to the rim of your snare drum or your floor drum. Finally for this video, if you want to add towels or some extra muffling to your kit, but you don't want that flying all over the place, just add some buffalo clips. You can get them easily on Amazon in packs of 100, which might be excessive, come to think of it. The great thing about these is you can adjust the amount of muffling by changing the amount of towel on the drum. So there's 9 different drum hacks that I really wish I knew about sooner. But if you want to avoid these 5 different practice mistakes that I wish I knew, check out this video.